happy Veterans Day. Let me just say, you guys, today, it's a celebration for the veterans. Welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. And I think what I'm going to do tonight is all donations. We're going to give it to the paralyzed veterans of America. I think we're going to do, well, I'm going to find an organization. I'm going to find a legit organization that gives money to veterans that need assistance. So all donations tonight will go to an organization that will help veterans. I'll let everybody know after the fact what charity I gave to. If you guys got suggestions on good veterans charities, please send them to me, because these people need help. There are so many people that are veterans that aren't getting help from their own government that need the help. There we go. It's going. We're shipping it off to the veterans. God bless you, motherfuckers. I love veterans, man.
Dance off, bro.
Fucking old school veterans, young school veterans. You were part of a war, whatever the fuck you were in, that you had to deal with a whole bunch of traumatic physical shit or traumatic psychological shit. We're just going to ship it off to them. We're just going to ship it off all of the veterans. They deserve it. Happy Veterans Day to everyone out there. And, you know, all day today I was thinking about it. My daughter's birthday was actually on the 8th, but we celebrated today on Veterans Day. She was in from Kent and we had a great time. So I'll probably share a little bit of that tomorrow on the stream, but I'm really excited about tonight's Inside Star Citizen Review. We got the future of space combat. Now the title itself makes me feel all types of good. Thank you, Oz. Thank you. She's growing up too fast. She's growing up too fast, dude. Future space combat. Man, I feel like this is either going to be really good or really bad. Now, because it's Veterans Day, and also I celebrate my daughter's birthday, we want a good show tonight. I'm seeing 15 minutes and 24 seconds. Ooh, we're hitting a sweet spot. This ain't a short little ditty. We got a song here. We got like a stairway to heaven, if you will. Let us check it out. Let us see what we have. I'm in. I want lots of explosions and fighting. Want lots of it.
Hi, we're members from the Space Combat Team. It is a cross-disciplinary team from multiple teams at CIG. It includes members from Vehicle Experience Team, Vehicle Feature Team, Player Experience Team, and also several other departments. The main thing about these people is that they're invested in space combat and they're actively playing the game. We're going to discuss the current state of space combat in 3.14 and 3.15, and then we're going to talk about what things are working, what things we're unhappy with, and what changes are coming up in the short and long term to make the experience better. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the importance of community, because we're not making this game in isolation for us.
Absolutely.
We're making it with and for you.
Absolutely.
We went back through all the previous status and releases, and we looked at what was the most loved features out of all these releases in the past, and which were the most interesting, what players said about these releases, what they didn't like about these releases. So it's just like an overview of the past design choices and just like an analysis of where they ended up with the game and what experience they brought to the game.
The second step was to analyze the works of John Boyd, who did a lot of works related to dogfighting and to military strategy theory in the past, meaning so-called OODA loops, which are really important for us for decision making. The third step was to have a lot of calls and chats with so-called subject matter experts. These are people who in the past were working or flying for the armed forces and have a heavy knowledge in dogfighting. We even went so far.
By the way, OODA loop stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. It's developed by military strategists in the United States Air Force, just so you guys understand. So they're going off of like hardcore, they're going off of hardcore old school backing here and feedback and data based upon this. So I love that. I actually want that. A lot of, I get into DCS a lot. I watch a lot of DCS as well on the channel. And a lot of times you hear of a lot of former pilots playing DCS, and of course it's not like the real fucking thing. It never could be, but a lot of them are playing DCS because they like the mechanics. They like the mechanics, and they like the fact that if you're disciplined in DCS, that it fairly operates the same in the real world, which is how the game should react if you want realism. Yeah, they also like protocol, right? Absolutely. So that's very cool. So just to update you guys what that means.
Lessons in flight simulators with
Very
former
cool.
members of the
I
Royal
like
Air
that they're
Force.
doing this.
So we brought this all together through a series of combat summits.
All
and
right.
This involved bringing
Serious business
people
mode.
from different areas of the company together. So we went away from our
Alice in
day-to-day
Chains shirt.
stuff when we got together.
Dude, Alice in Chains shirt, dude, bonus points, man. Bonus fucking points. I want the guys working on PvP to have Alice in Chains motherfucking shirts. Bonus points.
And talked about all these past releases, these theories we had about combat and how they kind of translate to the stats and experience we were aiming for. And we tried to create a plan.
Welcome,
for the next
Anarchy.
12 months.
Good to see you, buddy.
So we get asked what the high-level goals are as far as space combat goes to Stasis. This comes down to a few key points,
Don't make me do
a
it.
meaningful decision-making. So it's giving
What's
the
up,
player
Sam?
options and also giving the players the data to act on. So we give the player the information of the systems that we're building so they can make the choices.
The second part is giving every weapon and every vehicle and every other item a proper purpose in the game.
And then we embrace those limits.
Balancing this is very important. Defining purpose for items and vehicles. That's probably one of the most important features when you're talking about having a good, solid PvP foundation. I can't tell you how many games can't get that right. The reason I'm talking like this, why? Because it's important to reiterate, to take the time to get this second point across to a lot of game developers out there. A lot of people, and you see it in games all the time, fucking mismatched fucking bullshit, things that shouldn't happen, all these exploits that you see that never get fixed because the developers just let it go and they don't give a fuck and they just say, fuck it, we're not focused on PvP. I can name a lot of fucking companies that do that. Frontier Development, sorry. But there's a lot of them out there that that never fucking do this. And I'm very happy to see all this fucking put down here. Now let's just hope they follow through, and I think they will. That's good to see
Limitations
this.
that those choices make. So the players have to make choices. So it isn't just a case of picking the best of everything. There's certain limitations that come with picking certain things. Then basically it's got to feel believable.
Absolutely.
So we are just artificially making those.
Ships need more weight in the flight model, by the way. And I know we're not talking about the flight model. I know we're pretty much talking about like the combat PvP, but the flight model comes into this a little bit. And I definitely want to feel the ship. I want to feel it in gravity. I want these ships not to feel like fucking paperweights. Now, on the larger ships, they're starting to get it right. They're starting to get it right in gravity. But like, the flight in gravity, you need a little bit more right now. You need a little bit more.
Limitations for the sake of it actually come from real consequences of our systems.
Yeah, you're starting to feel them on
and
larger
the last
ships.
part of the goal we want to achieve is to avoid meta
Yeah.
gameplay. We realize this is really hard.
And Erad says, quite frankly, this isn't the most entertaining I see, but it's informative. Like, I love these. Like, personally, to me, the informative ones are the most entertaining ones to me. This is like a really important aspect of the game to me. So for me, so far, so good.
But we will try to eradicate it as much as possible.
Did he say eradicate it? Did you hear him say eradicate
where are we
it?
now with space combat? In 3.14 and 15, we tried to establish a new combat foundation, which meant for us stripping out the granular details in space combat balance for the time being and focus only on the base combat experience first.
And that affected 4 key areas. The first was assigning all ships to a specific archetype. So no ship was the best for everything.
Good.
And then it also allowed us to kind of kick off our journey to improve the multicore experience of Star Citizen. So there was a purpose to having more than one person in your ship.
Second,
And in accordance with this, kicked off our journey to improve the multi-crew experience. We talk about engineering, gameplay, other aspects of what the crew would do on a ship that has the facilities like a medic bay or a medical area, an engineering area. Like a year ago almost. No, it was probably like 6 or 7 months ago. They were talking about like capacitors and engineering and how electricity is going to flow through parts of the ship. These are all very important things that I think will definitely improve the multi-crew experience as far as combat and PvP situations, making much more immersive than any other game normally will do. Now, that's why I'm into Star Citizen. I don't want a bland game. I want a deeply immersive game. I want realism in my game. I got a ship that needs like 6 people to man the motherfucking ship, then I better have 6 people to do it. Whether I hire 5 NPC crew and they do it badly, or whether I get actual humans and they do it better, or maybe I get NPC and a human crew combined. Point is you got to have these ships manned correctly, and each section of the ship has to have, and each person in that crew has to have a role and a function in the ship. And when they're in it, the skilling is not buying a fucking skill book. It's not just clicking on a book, buying it, and then just like waiting 3 days and, oh, I learned this shit. It's actually like, oh, I have to know what to do as an engineer in this ship, which means you have to know which sections, which panels, which capacitors do what, and you have to understand it down to a fucking science, to the minutia of it. Same thing if you're a medical officer on a ship. Something happens to one of the crew members, you know where to drag them. You got yourself a routine. These protocols and these routines are going to make the gameplay much more fascinating, and people are going to take the game a lot more seriously than a regular game. There's going to be plenty of people that are going to say, oh, this is too much. This is fucking too much. No, it fucking isn't. That's why they're playing Star Citizen. That's why they gravitated from all the bullshit games that don't have the fucking deep immersive gameplay, and they came to this one because they're fine with taking the time to learn the ship that they're flying. They're fine with the people that they're hanging with. They love the people that they're hanging with and the crew, and they got this great synergy. They got this dynamic synergy. They work together, and that fucking ship feels like they own the ship, and goddamn if it blows up. And that is the goddamn reason they're playing Star Citizen. So for people who always come to me and they say, well, DG, you're getting way too deep, and nobody's ever going to take the amount of time to get real deep into this gameplay. They're never going to, bullshit, they won't, because that is why they're supporting this game. They want that gameplay. There's so many people lining up at the door for Star Citizen, nearly 400 million in funding, because this is the type of gameplay they want. When they break shit down like this, I want them to get so deep on this shit, and I'm so happy they're doing this. When I see this shit, it makes me happy.
We did the same thing with weapons. Right now, there are only 2 archetypes in the game. One type of weapon is good against fighters, the other one is good against large ships. However, we will expand on that in the future. The third aspect is the shields. We simplified many dynamics in the interim to make them more readable and easier to balance. And lastly, we introduced the capacitor gameplay, which in some sort is the stamina gameplay for our thrusters, weapons, and shields. So with that state established, we can now talk about the combat improvements we want to try in the short term. And the very first of that is G-force exhaustion. In the past, we had a lot of G-forces, and during dogfighting, G-force was a very important part of how you handle your ship. That impact was lost over time, and we're currently working on bringing that back, which means lowering the G-force thresholds to force players to do certain maneuvers to recover from the exhaustion effects.
You know, our goal with this is that you'll need to be really careful with, you know, not only how you manage the energy on your ship, but how you manage your ability to sustain Gs over the long term.
Let's quickly expand on the weapon archetypes and variations. At the moment, there's only 2 archetypes for weapons in the game. One is good against fighters, and the other one is good against large ships. But we would like to expand on these types. We would like to see specialized weaponry against infantry, specialized weaponry to intercept ordnance and incoming missiles. We're also thinking about suppression weapons and an unspecialized weapon types like a...
This is great what they're doing. And by the way, Jackalope, I'm going to be doing it tomorrow, so don't worry, buddy. You go out and do what you need to do, bud. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. Had a busy day today. Had a busy week today, and celebrated my daughter's birthday, bro. So don't worry about it. It's good to see you, Jack. It's good to see you, bro. We got it on the platter for tomorrow, bro. Oh. I love it. DY, every time you come in here and you subscribe, dude, you subscribe every fucking week, bro. 29 months. DY, God bless you, man. God bless you, DY.
Jack of all trades,
Thank you, Gray.
master of none, which you can use for everything, but it might not be the best weapon of choice. In addition to that, you can expect that we're gonna spread out the weapon types as such as well. So you can expect anti-fighter cannons and anti-large ship Gatlings again.
This is so beautiful.
Let's talk about shield variances. In 3.14, we had to unify all shield generators of all sizes in order to rebalance them. In 3.15, we started reintroducing differences between those shield generators again.
That
And
SDF
this was
tech,
kind of
man.
to bring the shields down
Fucking
more
pretty.
within a window that we were happy with, because before there was a difference of up to 90% between different shields, and we thought that was too much, where the player couldn't really make a difference.
Going forward, we will try to make the shields more diverse again so that you have a proper decision to make what to take with you, but still it will only be a moderating variable in the PvP outcome, right? We still want the skill in your dogfighting capabilities to be the deciding factor of the outcome of a dogfight.
The power triangle has been super important for us as far as allowing players to manage combat in Star Citizen. It gives players that really cool option to kind of focus their energy on a particular resource that the ship has. But we're still looking at ways we can improve this. So we're looking at kind of adding a non-linear curve to these things, so it doesn't just come in at the same rate throughout the whole kind of regen. And we think this might add a really interesting dynamic and just an extra thought that you've got to put in there when you're managing your systems.
And we're also retiring with the idea if the weapon capacitor assignment, for example, should affect all the turrets on a ship, which is currently not the case. An important thing we added in 3.15 are minimum regen for all power triangle assignments. So even if you have your full assignment, let's say put to engines, you get still a little bit of regen in your weapon capacitors and on your shields. So flight tuning, right? By far the least important aspect of combat tuning. Just joking. No, we're not happy with the current flight tuning. What we did in 3.14 and 15 was pushing.
I was about to go fucking livid right there, man. I was just about to go fucking livid when he said that. Did you see me? Like, I'm like, wait a second, motherfucker. I was going to rip into the... I was going to rip... All right, he got me. He got me on that because I was yeah, dude. I was like, I was gripping the chair, dude. I was gripping the chair. I'm like, wait a second. He fucking better not. That one, dude. The hands were gripping the handles of my chair, man. What's up, Sluggish? How you doing, man? Whoo, whoo. Okay, breathe.
The ships into an archetype space.
Right, sorry.
But that also meant that a lot of the difference between the ships were lost. And we also had to trick some numbers here and there. For example, ships can now strafe up way faster than they can strafe down. That is down to some magic numbers we added, but we actually want to reduce these magic numbers and do it properly with the thruster tuning. This will be, however, a longer ongoing process, but in the end, we will get a more realistic feeling ship handling out of it. What we added in 3.15 by very popular demand are options for the TVI visibility. So you can go into your options now and set your TVI visibility to always on if you do not want the TVI to fade away. This will take a considerable amount of time, so this will be an ongoing thing for quite a while. And an important disclaimer here, we'll try to be as real as possible, but we always have to take it back to the point of fun. We're not aiming for realism, we are aiming for believability and enjoyment. The idea of trimming was born out of two things. First,
by the way, TVI is your trajectory vector, just so you know, your velocity indicator, just so you guys know what he's talking about there, and that's good. Like that's good.
Players who play decoupled, they wanted to have a control to actually hover at a certain altitude. And the other thing was, we looked at how military choppers implement their trimming systems.
Yeah,
and then we thought, maybe that is...
I mean, like, I like the fact that they're actually looking at each ship specifically and want to give each kind of their own flight model or characteristics to give it. I dig that. I'm hoping for that, actually. I don't think we're going to get it for a very long time, but if they got that in mind and they're thinking about that, I hope that they're kind of fine-tuning that Sorial. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think they need to focus on one flight model, one kind of, characteristic of flight, and then take that particular model and how they develop and design it, and then tweak it slightly for every ship. So, yeah, I do want the focus to continue that. I still think atmospheric flight needs a lot of work. I think atmospheric flight, when you're talking about gravity and dynamic weather, turbulence, pool, all these things need a lot of work, and they're getting there. They keep it's little piece by piece, That's why they're doing this episode. Thank you, Sluggish. Bless you, dude. Bless you. By the way, all of the donations tonight will be going to a charity for the veterans, and we'll pick one. And if you guys got a good idea for a charity, let me know in the Discord. I will be looking over different charities to make sure that all the money goes to veterans today. And happy Veterans Day.
It's something that can be added especially for dual stick users. So we investigated a trimming system where you can push a button and then set your left or your right stick in a specific position and you let go.
What are you doing?
That makes me feel good. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
The button and
I'm even including subscription money too. Every single donation and sub that comes in today, I'm pushing it back out to the veterans today.
Chip will keep that input, and any kind of input you do afterwards will be in relation to that. So currently we have this in a prototype state, and we'll try to give it to the players once it is out. This kind of system will allow mouse and keyboard players to have a smooth
sticky throttle
control again, as opposed where currently when they press W and S, they just go to the full forward and backward motion. So that gives us a little bit more control when this type of control is needed. As you might have noticed in 3.14, we somewhat botched the auto gimbal implementation. During flying, you will see that the auto gimbal aiming crosshairs, they will kind of like go all over the place. So in 3.15, we actually fixed that and rewrote how the auto gimbals work. However, we are not really completely happy with the auto gimbal system because at the moment it feels for us like it's being a skill bridge instead of having an actual purpose in the game. So going forward, we're going to investigate what the actual purpose of auto gimbal or the auto gimbal mode in general should actually be. We're also investigating further things like turning off weapon assist.
Primarily auto gimbal, like short range, anti-missile, stuff like that. I'm not quite sure exactly what they're talking about in terms of movement or if they're talking about in function. But this is something that I'm not quite sure what they're saying. They're not too sure about what function the auto gimbal should have.
On purpose when you need it. This is certainly not something that the average player will do, but we know a couple of PvP players who really would like to have that option at times.
Yeah.
And good news for 3.16, we're adding staggered fire groups for pilots. So we rewrote the staggered firing algorithm, so now it staggers not between all the weapons have, but between every type of weapon that you have per weapon group, which means we can completely give this into the control of a pilot.
Good.
And the last of the short-term plans, turrets. At the moment, we cannot make turrets just better or turret weapons just better than non-turret weapons because a weapon is a weapon. But we're currently working with the weapon team to figure out whether or not we can just buff certain properties of a weapon when they're assigned to turrets.
You like those?
A good use case here is, for example, the hammerhead. While it's very, very dangerous in close quarters, once you get at a specific distance, the bullets, they're just flying too slow.
Oh man, I love the fucking close-up tight shots like that. When they do this shit, it is so nice. Yeah, Anarchy, new emotes, by the way, made by Anarchy. Thank you so much, Anarchy. I want to take a little break and thank you very much, Anarchy. And we got to do a stream actually where we're raising money for Anarchy too, because Anarchy's putting a lot of work into this channel, and we should raise some money for Anarchy as well. He's putting a lot of his time and effort in this channel and putting a lot of his drawings and his artwork, and that equals like money that he needs to be getting paid. So Anarchy, I got you on the radar, bro. I haven't forgotten about you, and I will definitely ship you some of the funds for this month coming up because you deserve it, man. Look at this. Look at the Pepes, man. Look at the Pepes. Oh, we got a Pepe emote. That's nice, dude. Thank you, Anarchy, dude. Thank you, dude. We're going to have an Anarchy stream. I think tomorrow, we're going to have an Anarchy stream for the DG in the morning stream, and all the money we make tomorrow, we're going to give to Anarchy. Tonight's veterans, tomorrow Anarchy. He deserves it, man. He does so much work behind the scenes. I fucking love Anarchy, man. He's the art director. I got it in every single description right now. In every single video, I got the Anarchy is our art director. So I hope he's getting some type of work from this stuff. And, as we get bigger, Anarchy, it'll pay off for you, hopefully, bro. Hopefully, dude.
Actually, make the Hammerhead a meaningful anti-fighter platform.
Yeah, we're way past 100, dude.
So we're investigating whether or not we can just buff all the turrets on the Hammerhead without changing the actual weapon itself. So these were a couple of our short-term plans currently in development. We'll show more of them the closer you're getting to be finished. But now let's jump ahead and talk about some long-term plans. Little caveat here, all these things we're going to talk about haven't been started yet, and they may still change over time, but we wanted to share our thinking just the same. So one of the most important aspects we want to change in the future is the problem of high speed. We know that high-speed combat doesn't work well, and we also know that low-speed combat between 200 and 300 meters per second is incredibly enjoyable. How are we going to resolve that? We don't know yet. We'll see. The next part is ballistic ammo.
Yeah, careful with that tweak. Careful how you're either gonna. Okay, going back here. Hold on one second. Let's just get back into this. This dedicated high-speed flight mode. This is something that's gonna be this is all perception based right now. You know, this is all perception based. Dedicated high-speed flight mode. Some people like it. Some people don't. I mean, this is that balance of gameplay, having fun in a game versus realism. And this is a tightrope that every developer has to walk. You know? Yeah, and exactly, Limitless. Hey, Limitless, where have you been, dude? Good to see you. Limitless says that's the part I like. They actually admit that they don't know something and set a realistic timeline. Yes. Excellent comment, Limitless. That is one of the reasons I've stuck around for so long covering Star Citizen, man. They are so very transparent. And when they talk about these things, they talk about them realistically. They're like, okay, guys, here's the thing with this particular development, and where we're at. So yes, good. Yeah. Yes, Jack. But what I'm saying is this is something that they're going to have to be very careful and tread lightly on in terms of changes. Some people are already fine with it. Some people not. Now, one thing I've noticed and something that I don't have are pedals. Now, a lot of people, especially I've been watching this one dude called Avenger 1, and he's got these pedals. Now, this motherfucker here, he is one of the best PvPers I've ever seen. In terms of teaching, he's great. And he uses pedals. And when I see this man use pedals, I think to myself, man, he's got the speed game down. He's keeping distance perfectly with targets. Man, he is keeping distance perfectly. He lets them come across his zone, and he literally turns it right behind him so smoothly with these pedals that it makes me feel like, you know what? Maybe I should invest in some fucking pedals. Like maybe I should go the pedal route, because he's got it so dead on that when you watch him, it looks like there's no issues at all. Like, it looks like, man, you need to fly with fucking pedals. That's, it just looks so natural compared to a lot of the shit that I'm up to right now where I'm like, fuck.
We'll see. The next part is ballistic ammo management. At the moment, we have very low ballistic numbers in the game, and this is because the physicalized armor system is not online yet.
Right.
So you can expect some changes towards ballistic ammo and how we manage ballistic ammo in the future.
Good.
We also would like to introduce a custom operator mode for EMP, because
ballistic ammo management has everything to do with the ship that you're in and the amount of storage that you have as well. They need to keep this shit realistic as well. The amount of ballistic ammo in a smaller fighter versus the amount of ballistic ammo in a larger ship, there should be some variance there. There definitely should be a difference. So that I think is definitely due to storage and ship type as well.
As a pilot, you need more data and more information, what you can do in order to shut down another ship that you're fighting against. We also toyed with the ideas of flak. We would like to have a flak concept that is an area denial weapon that works against fighters or missiles.
Good point. Sorial's bringing up the EMP operator mode. He's saying, I really hope that foreshadows either EMP capable multi-crew or EMP modules. Absolutely. Taking down those bigger prizes. Yar. Yes. So that I absolutely agree with you, Sorial, and I believe that is the direction, and I'm hoping so, dude, because that would be so very juicy. So very juicy. What's up, Yak? Finally, I've been able to catch your stream. Well, you are live and you're feeling that first level energy.
or even incoming projectiles.
Flat.
Also, we're currently working with the AI team to copy typical flight maneuvers that players do to AI ships. In the same vein, we also would like to try to have AI ships not using, abusive behaviors that are, less enjoyable. A last long-term goal we would like to do is to deepen the capacitor gameplay, but this requires also that other long-term changes like high-speed combat are resolved first. We would like to think about things like adding more thrust, adding more active management on the.
I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. Techno says, how about some EMP missiles, man? Dude, as a pirate, that hits the heart, man. That hits the heart, Tech.
Assignment and other more active effects.
So before we let you go, let's talk about the importance of the community.
Community.
Because this is something which really matters a lot to us as a team.
Community is incredibly important for our
Sluggish.
process. A lot of the design decisions that informed our combat summits were actually based on proposals that the community did. When it comes to balancing, community is incredibly helpful in providing us data that allows us to nail down issues fast, finding balance problems. They even sometimes tell us, hey, this is the wrong number in the game data that there is. So going forward, we would like to do more playtesting with you, the community. Sometimes we're going to stay undercover, sometimes not. Also, I would like to say that while we might not reply to every Spectrum thread we see, we read everything. So please always give us your feedback, give us your opinions, because in the end, it will help us to make a better game.
And they're expanding as well, so they're going to get more employees in here. They're definitely going to take more time to look at what you guys are saying. So it's really important to put those bugs in and put your comments in and tell them. And I really think that there needs to be more involvement. I really think a lot of times, I'm in the PTU often. And, if I encounter something, I'm going to report something. There's plenty of people out there that play that don't report, and I think it's really important to kind of put your 2 cents in, obviously when you report a bug, but also to be very vocal in what it is that you want to see, or any type of error or anything that does not live up to your standards, to definitely say something in a very constructive way. I think that's so important in this phase, so that they can really get it down. I don't want them just to listen to the loudest people, because a lot of time the loudest people are the most fucking wrong people to listen to. And a lot of times the people that know what the fuck is up, they stay pretty quiet, and they don't really write posts. And I'm encouraging people that are quiet people that know what the fuck's going on, and definitely in this area, which is my forte, and some stuff, the gameplay that I really like to play. And definitely speak up. Don't be so quiet.
So thank you for your continued cooperation and support for us, and enjoy IAE next week.
Cool.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the vehicle experience team is using every resource available, from real-world subject matter experts to their own experiences in actual military flight simulators, and of course the feedback that you all provide in Spectrum and beyond to make the future of space combat as fun and enjoyable as can be. You take realism, adjust that to believable, and bring it back to fun. Now, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo begins next week.
I say that shit all the time. I feel like he watches me too much.
Showcase of the year. You're going to get a chance to...
Did he, how many times have I said that the secret recipe was fun? What? Wait. People just take it. People just take it from me. It's okay. Imitation. What do they say about imitation is the sincerest form of flattery? I'm just going to take it that way.
Check out almost everything Star Citizen has to offer.
It's okay. Just keep taking. I'm like the fucking Giving Tree. I'm like the Giving Tree. I'm just like the Giving Tree. I never liked that fucking book. That goddamn tree. Did you want to beat the shit out of that tree? You know what I'm talking about? The Giving Tree. I remember reading that once to my daughter when she was very little. Well, it's kind of interesting because it's her birthday tonight and she's much older now. But I remember reading her The Giving Tree when she was very, very small. And I thought to myself, this fucking stupid tree. And this asshole kid. This kid kept asking for more. Fucking took everything this tree had to give, man. Until it was just a stump. And I said, who the fuck loves this book? Who in their twisted mind loves The Giving Tree? First off, the kid was an asshole. He grew up to be an asshole. He still asked for shit when he was a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man and you're going to sit on the stump of the very thing that you destroyed because you asked for it until it turned into a stump. Think about the fucking it's satanic. There's like some demon wrote this book, this Giving Tree book, man. And that Giving Tree was so fucking stupid. I wanted to tell that Giving Tree, stand up for yourself, Giving Tree. Stand up for yourself and smack this kid in the ass and tell him to go fucking find his own twigs. Go somewhere else. Anyway, all right. It's okay. I'm going off on another tangent here. All right, guys. More of this tomorrow morning at DG in the morning. Thanks everybody for joining me. Yeah, look, some of these stories are the worst stories in the world. Don't get me started. We will talk about this in the morning, baby. This has nothing to do with Inside Star Citizen, but yes. Some of these stories are so fucking fanatical, twisted, demonic. It's like these stories were made by like the most twisted people in the world. Anyway, I won't get on it. You're not a tree. I feel like the goddamn Giving Tree. You understand? People just keep taking parts of me. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I will not be the fucking Giving Tree. We are going to be the Giving Tree though tonight for the veterans. Again, happy Veterans Day. And I can't thank anybody who's served enough. That is the ultimate sacrifice. And I literally thank God for men and women that do that serve and sacrifice to keep us safe, no matter how fucking left or right or divided we are, man. Dude, you got to think about it. This is our home and we got to find a way to get along. And regardless of all the bullshit and the politics and the division right now that you're feeling, man, don't fucking let go of the fact that we are united. We're not the divided states of America. We're the United States of America. And this goes for any other country around the world, no matter where you're from, man. Remember, man, these are your neighbors. You're living next to them. And find a way to get along and open up and listen. Listen to them, man. And respect those people that protect that. Respect those people. That no matter how crazy this world's getting and people are fucking going off in their own little fucking tribal things, all of a sudden everybody's going tribal mode. We're still living here. We're still neighbors. And these people are risking their lives. And they're saying, hey, it's worth protecting. It's worth protecting. Even in the state that we're in right now, it's still worth fucking protecting. And these people sacrifice that amongst all this fucking confusion in this world today. And I can't say enough good things about people that have served. So anyway, all right, tomorrow morning, we are going to have a fun morning. We got so much that you guys want us to check out. We got so much in the DG in the morning area where you're saying, hey, DG, look at this. I'm going to type in the Discord. Boom. Go to the Discord. If you aren't part of the Discord, get over in the Discord. Cool people. I listen, I know everybody in here. And some of these people I know a little bit more than others, but like I got the flavor. I got the flavor of each one of you guys. And I love it. And I love to get to know you guys. And it feels good when you guys hang out. And I love it. And tomorrow we're going to have one of those sweet hangout days. Bring your coffee or whatever beverage you want. We're going to have a fun morning. Hours and hours of fun and entertainment. And some cool shit tomorrow we're going to watch. We got some VR stuff tomorrow. We got some metaverse stuff tomorrow. We got some Star Citizen stuff. We got some crazy real life news shit. Lots of really fun stuff on the morning show. And lots of cool highlights on the YouTube channel. And guys, thank you, and I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer tonight. And happy birthday to my beautiful daughter, Zoe. Man, it's crazy how times fly. Have a great night, and I will see you guys on the next stream. Pepe, give them those credits. The credits, Pepe.